Have you ever looked at your life and thought, something feels off? Like you're living in a world you've outgrown, wearing a version of yourself that no longer fits? You're not broken. You're evolving. And this quiet shift inside you, it's not the end. It's your soul waking up. Let's talk about the 5 powerful signs you've outgrown your old self, even if you haven't realized it yet. If you've ever felt like you're no longer the person you used to be, you're not imagining things. Something inside you has shifted quietly, profoundly. The things that once thrilled you now feel distant. The conversations that used to light you up now leave you feeling tired, even hollow. And sometimes you can't even explain why. Psychologist Carl Jung believed that real growth often begins as a kind of quiet death. The death of who you were. It's the gentle, necessary shedding of identities that no longer serve you. It's letting go of stories you once believed were you, but they're not anymore. This transformation is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, unsettling, deeply personal. You start to notice the space between your thoughts, the stillness after endings, the quiet peace after chaos. No, you're not lost. You're meeting a truer version of yourself. So let's explore this together. 8 spoked sign 1. Old surroundings no longer feel like home. One of the first clues you've outgrown your old self is this. The familiar starts to feel unfamiliar. That cozy coffee shop you used to dream in, it no longer sparks your imagination. Those old routines, those go-to conversations, they feel small now. And no, it's not detachment. It's not arrogance. It's evolution. You've grown, expanded, but the world around you hasn't caught up yet. Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that privilege comes at a cost. The cost of outgrowing comfort. You'll feel it. In patterns that once grounded you, now restricting you. In relationships that once supported you, now draining you. You may feel guilty for wanting more, but that longing, that's your soul calling you home. Not to a place, but to yourself. Yes, at first it feels lonely, but that loneliness isn't emptiness. The space being made for something new. 8 spoked sign 2. You crave solitude, not attention. There comes a moment in your growth when silence becomes more honest than words. You no longer chase noise, or approval, or applause. You've made peace with your own company. And yes, people may think you're distant. They may say you've changed. And you have. You've started valuing presence over performance. The solitude that once felt empty, now it's sacred. It's the space where your thoughts breathe, where your emotions soften, where your soul whispers truths the world is too loud to hear. Jung said it beautifully. The individual must eventually separate from the collective to truly know the self. You stop performing. You stop explaining. You stop needing to be understood. Because now you understand you. You realize you don't need to be surrounded to feel seen. You don't need noise to feel alive. You just need presence. This is where trust in yourself is born. Not from the outside in, but from the inside out. 8 spoked sign 3. You confront your shadow instead of escaping it. Healing isn't about becoming perfect. It's about facing what you once ran from. Your shadow, as Jung called it, is every part of yourself you've been taught to reject. Your rage, your sadness, your insecurity, your guilt. But here's the truth. Every shadow is a messenger, not a curse. Your triggers, they're not flaws, they're teachers. And healing begins when you stop judging them and start listening. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Jung, this is shadow work. It's not easy, it's not pretty, but it's real. And real is where wholeness lives. Because when you stop rejecting your darkness, you start reclaiming your power. 8 spoked sign 4. You no longer react, you respond with awareness. There comes a moment when silence becomes your strength. You no longer need to be right. You no longer chase validation. You've learned the sacred art of the pause. Before, you were triggered easily. You defended. You explained. You panicked. But now you breathe. You observe. This is what Jung called individuation. the moment when the unconscious becomes conscious. You realize this isn't about them. It's about what's being stirred in you. And that's the shift from reaction to awareness. You stop being a prisoner of your emotions, and you become their guide. You choose calm over chaos, understanding over ego, peace over performance. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. 8-spoked asterisk sign 5. You're at peace with not knowing what's next. Once, uncertainty terrified you. You needed a plan, promise, a destination. Now, you trust the unfolding. You understand that life isn't meant to be controlled. It's meant to be experienced. You stop rushing. You stop forcing. Instead, you listen. You align. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. Carl Jung. You no longer fear stillness. You understand its movement of a different kind. The kind that prepares you. The kind that transforms you. You begin to say, I don't know what's next, but I trust myself. That's the moment you know you've truly healed. Closing message, call to reflection, not just call to action. So if you're feeling the shift, if the old version of you feels like a memory, that's not a breakdown, that's a becoming. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. And the moment you stop fearing the silence is the moment you realize peace isn't something you find, it's something you are. You've already crossed the bridge from who you were to who you were always meant to be. Bell call to action, emotionally resonant. If this message found you at the right time, if you felt seen in any of these signs, let me know in the comments. You're not alone on this journey. You're becoming something beautiful. Sparkle subscribe if you're ready to go even deeper. We're building a space for real healing, real growth, and real connection.